Hey fangirls and boys, this is Natalie and you're watching Haul Lotta Love. And today I wanted to discuss the Kylie Cosmetics birthday collection. Currently it looks like all the items are available with the exception of some of the loose highlighters from the birthday collection. So I went ahead and I picked up the Velvet Matte mini lip collection. There are, I believe, there's 6 mini liquid lipsticks in here in the Velvet formula. I also picked up one of the loose highlighters in the shade Queen. And I picked up the face and eyeshadow palette, which is the I Want It All palette. I was able to get all of those on the initial release date. The website did kind of put me in that limbo screen, you know, the queue or whatever, but then it eventually went right to the checkout and I was able to get everything that I had wanted. I didn't grab everything from the collection. I know there's another powder highlight, a matte liquid lipstick mini kit, a full-size lip kit with the lip liner, and there might be, there's also the brushes. I didn't pick up all of that because I felt like these were the 3 items I really wanted from the collection, and you know, the price builds up pretty quick on these. So I just stuck to these 3. I think this is a pretty good representation of what's going on in this collection. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the collection. I have some of it on my face today, and I'll get into a little detail on how I did my makeup today, and just let you know my general thoughts on this collection. So yeah, let's get started now. So I really do like the Kylie. I think her line is a little bit underrated in a way. So yeah, I think this is a really good line. She makes some of my favorite matte liquid lipstick formula. A lot of people say it's like the ColourPop liquid lipsticks, or that it's just too dry, it's not very good. I really like the formula. I like the butterscotch vanilla scent on the matte liquid lipsticks. And that is my favorite formula of hers, the mattes actually. I think most people prefer the velvets, but I think I prefer the mattes, and I'll get into a little bit when I'm talking about these ones in this particular birthday collection. But I love the colors that she comes out with. She does a lot of muted tones very nicely. The first thing I would like to talk about, and she actually addressed this as well, is I do notice in her more recent collection there is a lot of nice detail and the products feel more quality. They're a little bit heavier, and I think she's actually making an effort towards making nicer quality products with more detail in the packaging, just kind of improving the quality slowly on the products, and just, yeah. So this is the I Want It All. I guess she calls it like a diary because it opens up like a little book. It's pretty cutesy. This collection, it's very girly. It's a little frivolous looking, but it, you know, the packaging is nice, so I think she gets away with it on this one. So the I Want It All, it has this glitter, but the glitter is kind of pretty well stuck. It's not just sitting on top. It just looks kind of cool. So I do like this packaging on this palette, and when you open up the palette you get some pink tones, some neutral tones, and a blush in eyeshadows, a pretty nice black eyeshadow, and then you get a blush, nice kind of muted pink color, and then like a little bit of a deeper champagne highlight. So I guess I'll do a couple of swatches on this and just talk about how I feel about some of these eyeshadows and the blush and highlight. So the first one here is called Birthday Girl. I'll go ahead and swatch Birthday Girl. It's like a champagne-y, it's like a light color, could be a nice lid color, inner corner color. So this is a swatch of that. You can see it has a lot of nice pigment. It's not too sheer. And I actually tried a similar look to what I'm doing today with this on my lid. And underneath concealer, it does pick up really, really well. I think this is a very nice eyeshadow. It's very pigmented. So the next one is Buttercup Frosting that I'm gonna do. So that's a good all over lid and brow bone highlight, just like a good base shade. I do like this palette because it has crease shades, transition shades, highlight, brow bone shades, outer corner shades, liner shades. It's a complete, you can get a couple of complete looks. You don't need to dip into any other palettes. This is a good, very good standalone palette, I will say. The next one I'm gonna do is Party Time, which is kind of like a nice transition or light crease color. And these mattes are pretty pigmented, they're pretty smooth. I guess, you know, Kylie Cosmetics and ColourPop are both distributed and, you know, manufactured by Seed Beauty. So there are definitely similarities. I don't think it's necessarily a private labeling situation. These formulas do seem to be unique. They are similar to the ColourPop eyeshadows. I wouldn't say they're too much better or worse. It seems like they're a little bit of a different formula, but it's not. It's pretty comparable. New Year, New Me is the next one I'm gonna do, which is just a really pretty, it's like a metallic light berry kind of shade. So that's New Year, New Me. And you see, look at that pigment. There's like really good pigment on these. I really enjoyed working with them on my eyes. I didn't notice too much fallout in the shadows themselves. And the last one I'll do is Midnight, which is the black shade. So we could see how strong of a pigment this black is. You could kind of see it on my finger. It is pretty strong. My favorite black eyeshadow is by Kylie Cosmetics. It's their Dark Matter eyeshadow. That's like a pure, pure black eyeshadow. This one is, it looks pretty nice. And I did play with it in my crease, you know, doing a cut crease, like practicing. And it doesn't, you know, get too muddy or too gray or too sheer out too quickly. It's a good black. So that's Midnight. And those are the some of the eyeshadow shades. I'll also swatch the blush and highlight, which I really do love from this collection. Cheers is the blush shade. It's like a muted pink. I'll do it over here, just right here. It's pretty sheer looking on, you know, just swatching it out, but it looks good on the cheeks. You can see it on my cheeks right now. It definitely shows up. And then the highlight is Confetti. This is a gorgeous highlight. It has like kind of like a little bit of chunky shimmer, and it's not too glittery. I mean, it is glittery, but it's not like chunky glitter. It's more like a chunky shimmer. It's like very rich champagne shade, a little bit deep, but definitely lighter skin tones can pull this off. I'm wearing it today. I feel like it's a good shade match for me. I don't feel like it's an off tone for my skin tone. But Confetti, it's a really pretty highlight. It's pretty blinding. I do like this highlight a lot, actually. And it's pretty smooth. I don't feel like there's just chunks of shimmer or glitter on my face. I feel like it's a nice metallic sheen. So that's the I Want It All palette, and you know, the more I play with this, the more I enjoy it. At first, it looked really beautiful online, so that's why I got it. And when I saw it in person, you know, I was kind of, I thought it was pretty, but I was just kind of not sure if I would think that the colors were like would really go together. But I think everything in this palette goes really beautifully together, and it's a very good standalone palette. And the quality throughout the palette is really pretty excellent. So the I Want It All palette, I would recommend this. So the next item I will talk about is the Velvet Mini Lip Collection. Yes, this is the Velvet Liquid Lipstick Kylie Jenner Lip Collection, and it's really cute, again, with that attention to detail on the packaging. There's little glitter hearts. Mine is a little bit dirty, but see Kylie across it, there's a little heart window where you can see samples, you know, a couple of the shades to get an idea of what you're getting. And then you just slide it out, and they're all packed in there pretty nicely. It's like a matte pink cardboard packaging, and then you get your shades, which are almost kind of like metallized matte. It's the same, pretty much the same that they did for the KKW Kylie collab lip kits. It's the same kind of packaging, the matte pink. It's really luxe looking, really pretty. These are very, very tiny. So this is Party Girl. So that's what Party Girl looks like swatched out. It's a very bright corally shade. I feel like this is kind of giving me vibes towards some of the shades. It's different. It's definitely different, but it reminds me of a couple of the shades in the In Love with the Cocoa collection that they came out with. Again, this is a velvet formula, but there were a couple of like coral, like hot, bright colors. This one is kind of like a bright corally pink, more like a hot pink with coral than like an orange coral. So that's really pretty. Party Girl. This one I'm gonna do here is called LA. So LA I wore, and this is a pretty light color. I was pretty disappointed with the wear on this one, to be honest. Color is absolutely gorgeous. This is LA right here. It's like a peachy, I guess like a peachy pink nude, but like not really nude because it kind of has a brightness to it, just like a very light peachy pink shade. It's really a beautiful color, but when I wore it, and it definitely kind of put like, it kind of, the way it breaks up as you're wearing it is not very flattering. I noticed kind of like a line of collection of the product, and again, I think it's mostly with the light shades rather than the dark shades, but there's like a line of the product collecting, you know, right in the inner rim of my lower lip. I noticed that it just wasn't wearing well. It layers okay on itself, like you can reapply it without taking it all off, but it just doesn't wear off gracefully. I'd rather just wear off quickly and disappear in a way than kind of just sit in a way that's really unflattering, and that, you know, I look at my lips 2 or 3 hours later and they look like a mess. I don't really like that. So I was a little disappointed with the way this one wore. The one I'm wearing right now, I will swatch that one next, which I really do like. This one, the wear on it is a little bit better. It's called Sprinkle. This is like a kind of purplish, pinky color. It's a little bit deep, but it's not too vampy. So this is Sprinkle over here, and again, I'm wearing this one on my lips. This formula, I will say, you know, I didn't really care to try it. This is the first time I'm actually trying it. It has been out for a while. The Velvet formula rather than the matte formula by Kylie Cosmetics. I thought it was going to be like an exact dupe for the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips, but it's really not. I was really surprised. It's a very thin formula. It's like thin, but it remains slightly kind of, it doesn't completely dry down. Like it dries down like 90%. You have like that little bit of 10% that's going to transfer and just kind of, I guess, keeps it feeling a little creamier and velvetier. I don't really feel like it feels creamier or more moisturizing. I just feel like it's not drying down. So that's why I think I prefer the matte formula. It's kind of giving you a sense of, okay, it's going to be more moisturizing, but it really isn't. It's just, it doesn't wear as well. The matte ones, I kind of find that they don't crumble. They just kind of fade away. Like they will stay a really long time, but then, you know, eventually it's just going to fade. It doesn't get so nasty, and their matte formula sits really well on top. Like you can relayer it pretty well. So this formula, it just kind of breaks up a little funny. But if you really can't stand that super drying matte, maybe these velvets are good. I think that's my favorite one. And then there's a couple of brownish nudes in this collection, one of them being Birthday Suit. So that's Birthday Suit. It's, you know, it's a pretty brownish nude, not my favorite type of color to wear, but I think, you know, maybe different skin tones or just different preference, people would really love a color like that. Birthday Suit. And there's another one called Commando. So there's Commando. That one has a little less brown in it. I guess it's a little more of a deeper, truer nude than that Birthday Suit one. And the last one in the collection is called Surprise Me. And this is really pretty too. It's kind of like a hot corally pink. The other one was a little bit more of a bright and more corally, but this one has a little bit of coral in it, but it's really just like a hot pink that leans slightly a little more coral than like fuchsia, I guess. But it reminds me a lot of one of the shades that they did in the original Cocoa collection. That was very similar to that one. I really do love that one. Again, this is that velvet formula, so I'm glad I got to try this formula, and I do really like the shades in this one. But it's definitely, I prefer the matte formula. I wish I would have just gotten knowing that, I wish I would have just gotten the matte collection. I feel like it was a pretty similar collection, not exactly the same colors, but similar. I think I would have liked that formula a little bit better, but it's cool to try this, and I will, if there's a color I really like, I probably will get a full-size lip kit at some point of a velvet, you know, in the velvet formula. I don't mind it, and I think the darker colors do wear a little bit better than the lighter colors in this formula, but it's not my favorite. So those are the 6 in the mini velvet liquid lip kit collection, or lip collection, and they're really pretty. So I have you guys zoomed in, and I want to talk about what I did with my makeup today with this collection. I did a cut crease, an attempted a cut crease. I used the I Want It All palette in the crease and on the lower lash line. I did the actual lid color that I put on, once I cut the crease, I put the lid color all over, was actually the loose highlighter in Queen from this collection. This is how the box looks. Again, very cute matte pink cardboard, and then the actual packaging of the loose highlighter is pretty cute. It has like a Kylie Jenner signature on it. And it has like I like that it's not a clear container, that it's actually like a pink plastic container. So I'm just going to kind of swatch this out. Actually, again, I mentioned I put it on my lid today, and it's really beautiful. It picked up really, really well on top of concealer, better than I expected. I thought it was gonna be pretty cool, but it wasn't sheer. It's supposed to be a highlighter, but it was like pure glitter pink pigment. I find this product very interesting. I feel like it should be marketed more as a loose pigment rather than a highlighter, especially, I mean, mostly really this shade, because it is very chunky and glittery. This is like, would be a crazy face highlight. I actually tried it on the face playing around, and I was like, this is not gonna work out. So I'll put it right next to that first lipstick shade in a heavy swatch. So that's Queen right there. And you could definitely see the chunks of glitter and shimmer in there, and just across the face, that shimmer and glitter kind of is pretty loose. So it just looks like you actually just put glitter on your face, or that you had a lot of glittery fallout rather than trying to do a nice blinding highlight. I feel like the highlight confetti in the palette was a much more beautiful face highlight, but again, I think as a loose pigment, this is amazing. I would love to get other colors. I don't think she'll necessarily come out with them, but I would love to see other like light, like pastel colors in this kind of loose formula. It'd be really cool to have like something like a mint green in this kind of formula, or you know, like a light purple, a really cool looking, it's kind of like a multi-dimensional glitter. I really love the Queen highlighter. There was one called King, I think that was more champagne tone. I don't think it has the same chunky glitter, so it probably is a better highlight for the face, but this one I think just as a loose pigment is really awesome. It's actually probably the thing I'm most excited about and feel is the most unique product in this collection. So I'm wondering if any of you guys have checked out her show, Life of Kylie. I saw the first 2 episodes, which I feel like it is getting some negative hate and press online saying they have to recut it because it's boring. I didn't find it to be boring. It was pretty entertaining. It was a cute show. Like, I think people forget that she did just turn 20. A couple of days ago, she was still a teenager. So this is like a young girl. She's not really an adult yet. I think, you know, and the show kind of represents that, like that there's like a little bit of innocence. I know that she has these high profile relationships and there's scandals, you know, and things like that, but I think she's still a young girl and has that side to her, and I think everybody just assumes she's like this mega woman, you know, just mega celebrity, almost like monster kind of person, and you know, I think she's just a young girl. And I think it's cool that she's has a platform to be a role model to a lot of other younger girls. The fashion thing, she's killing it with that. And yeah, I dig the show. I hope they don't cancel it because of, you know, just people with preconceived notions. I think it's, you know, it's not, I don't know how revealing she's going to get with it, but I do think that it has definitely already shown, it entertained me, and it has potential to be a pretty entertaining show. She can have some drama and just you know, kind of showing a little bit behind the scenes of Kylie Cosmetics. I am a big fan of this brand, so I am excited to see that, you know, and just kind of some of these little misadventures, or, you know, just she has just friends, hanging out with friends, just being a teenager, just a little bit of a different circumstance, you know, not necessarily going to college, but, you know, kind of being the head of this business and just how that all unfolds. So I am enjoying the show, and I will keep watching, and I hope some of you guys like it too. So yeah, those were all my thoughts on the Kylie Jenner birthday collection for 2017. I really do like this collection, bringing the A game with some of these new collections. I think the Take Me on Vacation collection, the summer collection, was really, really good. I have the wet set, it's really beautiful. I'm really impressed with what this line is doing, and I feel like this line is closing in on 2 years old, and I think it's going, you know, give it another year or two and you'll see the line wouldn't be sticking around the way it is just for a celebrity name or endorsement. I think she's really trying to make a legitimate makeup line that stands alongside some of the more well-loved and popular brands that are out right now. I think she's doing a really bang-up job, or her and her people. Definitely know there's a lot of other people involved. They're doing a really bang-up job with it. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye, guys.